Dante Unbound update blessed my boy Nidus with Parastic Vitality, and it's time to create a very broken build for him. Let's go. What's good, YouTube, and welcome to Tano. We're going to update my broken Nidus build. Let's start with his kit. And as always, we take beginners friendly approach for Thanos that want to learn about Nidus. For his passive, very simple. Nidus collects stacks called mutation stacks. When he dies, he consumes 15 of those stacks. Alright. When he dies, also, he becomes invulnerable for 5 seconds and restore 50% of his HP. Very simple. And how you collect stacks leads us to the first ability, the Virulence. Virulence you will rip to the ground. Any enemy you hit in your path will get you mutation stacks. Also, you steal energy from each enemy it strikes. And now for his second ability, Larva and the Helminth subsumable one. This one is really simple. You're going to create a pod, will bring enemies from the map, depends on your range. It synergizes very well with Virulence as you bring enemies in and then you hit them with Virulence to create a very high amount of stacks. Also, enemies killed while they are on the Larva, they have a chance to generate mutation stacks as well. And now for the third ability, Parastic Link. It's a link. You can link yourself either to an ally or enemy. If you link yourself to an enemy, you're going to transfer 90% of the incoming damage, maximum capped at 90%. If you link yourself to an ally, you will increase their and your ability strength and damage, affected by ability strength as well. Also, it will prevent you from getting knocked down, so you can choose not to use Prime Sure-Footed. It's okay, you can use it, it's not a problem, but let's say between the casts and stuff like that. But if you have Parastic Link all the time active, and you should to survive, you don't need to use Prime Sure-Footed. But if you insist, do whatever you desire. Parastic Vitality is the augment for this ability, and it will increase the max health per mutation stacks. Affected by ability strength, at the moment it's 9.6%. And now for his fourth ability and ultimate, Revenos, and it's the only ability you have my permission to switch it with a Helminth ability. Nidus doesn't need a Helminth ability. I always say Nidus is the best Warframe, alongside with Octavia and so on, in the game, that his kit is just perfect the way it is. But some of the Helminth abilities that we received lately on the game can make him very, very broken, synergizing with his kit. Alright, now, this ability, you're going to create a field, regenerate your HP over time, and you will spawn some maggots that will attack those enemies, CCing them and exploding, and regenerate for you a mutation stacks. Also, they benefit from your collected stacks. And now a quick guide on how to play Nidus, as some Thanos think he's very hard Warframe to play. That's alright. Now, first thing you want to do is cast the second ability to grab those enemies, and then use the first ability. The moment you have even one stack, use the third ability to stay alive. And then you keep doing the same thing until you reach at least 18 stacks. Then you cast the fourth ability, so you start regenerating HP over time. Simple as that. Now, at this stat, you're actually immortal. Dying is not an option. I will impose those level 225 heavy corrupted gunners. They will not be able to kill you at all, especially when you have adaptation on. And the third ability, like, look at that, I'm regenerating HP more than their actual damage, because the damage reduction and the health regenerating, it's crazy. Also, the maggots will be CCing those enemies around, which makes it really good. Now let's try and die, actually. Right, they're imposed. Let me remove the link and just come right here away from the fourth ability. And boom. Now, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, you are invulnerable to any damage. In that moment, you will consume 15 mutation stacks, and you can regenerate them again by using the second ability, and the same thing. Now, there you go. We are actually immortal at the stat. Now, always keep your third ability active at all time, okay? And you can use the fourth ability as well. Now, I will show you the build that's without a Helminth ability, and then we go into more endgame stuff. And starting the builds with the Archon Shards, so you understand the synergy of the mods when I show them. Now, 2 Emerald Archon Shards for +2 corrosive statue effects. Now, we all know Nidus doesn't have any ability that can armor strip, so you can use weapons with corrosive to armor strip, and so on and so on. Now, 2 Violet Archon Shards to increase melee weapons, as I use a lot of melee weapons. Now, if you have energy more than 500, the damage boost is doubled. And now for the first build, no Helminth required, endgame guaranteed by Papa Hank. Now, let's go. Starting with the aura, steel charge, ready steel if you're using melee, rifle amp, shotgun amp, pistol amp if you're using one of these weapons. But if you're going to use, like for example, a rifle, okay, and you're going to rely on it, you want to switch one, for example, the prime of the flow, you switch it with teaming virulence. Teaming virulence, hitting 4 enemies with virulence grants 120% primary weapon critical chance, affecting the shotguns, rifles, and so on, and it's affected by ability strength. Boom, 288% critical chance right here. Red crits all day long, baby. If you're going to rely on melee, you don't want to use the teaming virulence. Now, umbral fiber, because you're taking damage always in your HP, and we all know armor reduces the damage to health. Very good. Okay, now adaptation to adapt to damage, transfortitude for strength and minus ability duration, stretch for ability range, parastic vitality, the augment for the third ability to give us the max health per mutation stacks. Now, the arcanes, as always I say, depends on your playstyle. I'm using steel charge, so I'm running arcane fury and arcane strike. If I want to get more crit, I can run arcane avenger. Right, hold on, avenger, there you go. But I will switch the combat discipline. Now, if I want to run a primary weapon, you just write primary here, you put acceleration and you put arcane rage. If you want, depends on your playstyle. You can play these, depends on you and the weapon you're using. And now for the broken build, you need to remember we're using 2 emerald Archon Shards to increase the corrosive stacks from 10 to 14 to totally armor strip the enemies. The Helminth ability we're going to be using is the Tempest Barrage, raining corrosive from the sky, Viral Tempest, to give it even more powerful rain with viral. So corrosive and viral same time. And now, of course, we're going to be using larva to collect enemies, and then Tempest Barrage to give them armor strip and viral, very deadly. Steel charge and arcane fury, you change them depends on the weapon you're using. Molt augment for strength, but if your weapon is low on fire rate or attack speed, you switch it to something else. Now, dual equal is the weapon we're going to be using. Evolution 2, Ronin's Rush, Evolution 3 for range, Evolution 4 for statue chance. Now, the dual equal build, there you go, it's explained on the channel, check it out. Melee influence and electricity and viral. Okay, now you would say, Tempest Barrage have viral already, why you have viral on your dual equal? Now, the reason I'm having viral in dual equal, very, very simple. I could run it like gas or something like that, which makes it very good, you can do that, no problem. Because the melee influence range is higher than my Tempest Barrage range, as I'm running 145, okay? So, the melee influence, the way it works is really simple. You're gonna proc in one enemy, for example, or 2 or 3, viral and electricity, but the moment you proc electricity, all the stats will be transferred to all enemies around, makes it seriously a very deadly arcane. Now let me show you what's up. Let me summon some enemies, and then we collect them with the larva. And then we use Tempest Barrage, and they're gonna be armor stripped, look at that, and with 10 stacks of viral ready to be killed. This is not a joke. Look at this, boom, dead, simple as that. Now let's take it to Steel Path for a spin and check how powerful this is.
Trying to get rich in a hurry, my team are rolling with me. Trying to get it in, trying to get it in, trying to get it in, trying to get it in. Blacked out whip, sitting on the strip, cup full of liquor, I'm taking a sip. Stacks in my hand, wrapped in a bag. Money got me feeling like the man. Can't slow down, following the plan. We get it in, get it in, get it in. No, we can't slow down, but I'm carry on the plan. Gotta get it in, get it in, get it in, yeah, yeah.
Might hit the city, might pop me a tap. That's how it is when you're dripping in swag. Might get a mark, might buy me a jack. That's how it is when you're dripping in swag. Might get a good girl, turn her all back. That's how it is when you're dripping in swag. You already know that I'm dripping in swag. Home team with me, we're dripping in swag. I don't waste time, I've been on the grind. Trying to get it in, trying to get it in. Look at the stars, I'm bound to shine. Trying to get it in, trying to get it in. I don't waste time, I've been on the grind. Trying to get it in, trying to get it in. Look at the stars, I'm bound to shine. Trying to get it in, trying to get it in.
I'm all about that money. Trying to get rich in a hurry. My team are rolling with me. Trying to get it in, trying to get it in.
Trying to get it in, trying to get it in.
Might hit the city, might pop me a tag. Might get a mark, might buy me a jag. Might get a good girl, turn her all back. That's how it is when you're dripping in swag. You already know that I'm dripping in swag. Whole team with me and we're dripping in swag. Money in the bank and gas in the tank. Looking sharp like a shank, man, I'm dripping in swag. Blacked out whip, sitting on the strip. Cup full of liquor, I'm taking a sip. Stacks in my hand, wrapped in a bag. Money got me feeling like the man. Can't slow down, following the plan. We get it in, get it in, get it in. No, we can't slow down, but I'll carry on the plan. Gotta get it in, get it in, get it in, yeah, yeah.
Might hit the city, might pop me a tag. That's how it is when you're dripping in swag. Might get a mark, might buy me a jack. That's how it is when you're dripping in swag. Might get a good girl, turn her all back. That's how it is when you're dripping in swag. You already know that I'm dripping in swag. Hot team with me and we're dripping in swag. I don't waste time, I've been on the grind. Trying to get it in, trying to get it in. Look at the stars, it's about to shine. Trying to get it in, trying to get it in. I don't waste time, I've been on the grind. Trying to get it in, trying to get it in. Look at the stars, it's about to shine. Trying to get it in, trying to get it in.
I'm all about that money. Trying to get rich in a hurry. My team are rolling with me. Trying to get it in, trying to get it in.
Trying to get it in, trying to get it in.
Blacked out whip, sitting on the strip. Cup full of liquor, I'm taking a sip. Stacks in my hand, wrapped in a bag. Money got me feeling like the man. Can't slow down, following the plan. We get it in, get it in, get it in. No, we can't slow down, but I'll carry on the plan. Gotta get it in, get it in, get it in, yeah, yeah.
Might hit the city, might pop me a tag. That's how it is when you're dripping in swag. Might get a mark, might buy me a jack. That's how it is when you're dripping in swag. Might get a good girl, turn her all back. That's how it is when you're dripping in swag. You already know that I'm dripping in swag. Hot team with me and we're dripping in swag. I don't waste time, I've been on the grind. Trying to get it in, trying to get it in. Look at the stars, it's about to shine. Trying to get it in, trying to get it in. I don't waste time, I've been on the grind. Trying to get it in, trying to get it in. Look at the stars, it's about to shine. Trying to get it in, trying to get it in.
I'm all about that money. Trying to get rich in a hurry. My team are rolling with me. Trying to get it in, trying to get it in.
Trying to get it in, trying to get it in.
Might hit the city, might pop me a tag. Might get a mark, might buy me a jag. Might get a good girl, turn her all back. That's how it is when you're dripping in swag. You already know that I'm dripping in swag. Whole team with me and we're dripping in swag. Money in the bank and gas in the tank. Looking sharp like a shank, man, I'm dripping in swag. Blacked out whip, sitting on the strip. Cup full of liquor, I'm taking a sip. Stacks in my hand, wrapped in a bag. Money got me feeling like the man. Can't slow down, following the plan. We get it in, get it in, get it in. No, we can't slow down, but I'll carry on the plan. Gotta get it in, get it in, get it in, yeah, yeah.
Might hit the city, might pop me a tag. That's how it is when you're dripping in swag. Might get a mark, might buy me a jack. That's how it is when you're dripping in swag. Might get a good girl, turn her all back. That's how it is when you're dripping in swag. You already know that I'm dripping in swag. Hot team with me, we're dripping in swag. I don't waste time, I've been on.
And by this we come to an end to our video. Of course you can play around with the build and increase your range if you really want to. For me it's just perfect the way it is. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to join our community if you want to on Discord, the link on the description. Sub, like, and let me know in the comments below if you like this build. Big love and see you next time.